Hi, I'm Detektiv, and today we're going to be playing Norway, because Norway has recently seen a small update in Kaiserredux. This small little update added in democratic focus trees for all of the democratic Norway factions, but also a nationalist axis diplomacy tree, which I will be trying out today. So yeah, that's the video. Before we actually begin, please consider liking it and subscribing. It will help me out a lot and I'd really appreciate it myself. Anyways, yeah, let's begin now. To begin, Norway starts in a terrible position, really. I mean, it could be worse, but like our economy is terrible. And our air force is divided. Those are the two spirits of our country. However, a simple deal with the Japanese is able to completely slash our economic problems by 2. We weren't really affected by the economic crash that happened in Germany. Apparently our sluggish economy has allowed us to be free from that, which is surprising to say the least. Anyways, I've been doing nothing but economic focus trees and some military ones, because, at least until the elections, because the elections are coming soon. In the Stortingsvalget of 1946, I think I got that right, we elected the radical socialists. This of course led to protests from the right wings. The conservative protest the elections, and after the socialists have committed to major reforms, and the Quisling-led thing decided to coup the government, and they succeed of course. And so a nationalist Norway was born, proning order and justice above all. Here is white syndicalists. Interesting. Quisling decided to abolish the monarchy and proclaim himself as the Führer of Norway. And actually, I think we need to actually go full on national populist under right syndicalism. Huh. Yeah, the Führer's will. Which one? Okay, let's do that one. Alright, there we go. Our Norway is born from the ashes of what could have been like the beacon of socialism in the Nordic countries. However, I'm looking at Finland and like I think the Finnish are also socialists, so I guess I've got a place to escape then. So the goal is currently to fix the economy first and then control the population. Yeah, it's relatively easy actually, I just have to do some focuses and it's over. Yeah, surprisingly, nationalist Norway is pretty straightforward. Shout out to the Balkans for making yet another incomprehensible peace deal. I'm looking at everything. Illyria somehow got independence from Austria-Hungary, and they got Serbia, while Romania, as well as Greece, went to Austria. Meanwhile, Bulgaria is its own thing, I guess. But that's not really our goal. Currently, we have the ability to claim many territories that are occupied by our neighbors. And of course we're going to begin with Sweden in a little bit. We chose to claim some border territories, the Swedish have refused, of course, and so we decided to declare war. Our entire army will be focused on the south, in order to try to go directly for Stockholm and the other big cities in the south like Malmö and stuff. The Swedish weren't too hard to deal with, and despite them pushing in our north, as soon as we took Stockholm, they would capitulate. And so we could take the entire country to ourselves. Sick. Next up will be Denmark, which will be a little bit harder nut to crack, as we will have to pull back from Malmö and try to get them to go into Sweden. You know the deal, the Danish have obviously refused because yeah, that's what they do. Anyways, just before you wonder like why isn't stuff happening, I was a complete idiot and I forgot to call Sweden into the war because I forgot it doesn't do that automatically. So this war took me like a few months to complete because I did the naval invasion over there and I forgot to call in Sweden. So that's on me. So after all of this we dealt with Denmark and we annexed their entire country and released them as a puppet. And so came the question of Nordic unity. We could obviously proclaim some sort of Scandinavian Union or Nordic Union. We could also reproclaim the Kalmar Union, however we don't really have that huge of a claim on them. Instead, we decided to go back to claiming The North Sea Empire, of course. This will allow us to have claims on all of the British, which will be really cool. Also, I think the nationalist axis tree is completely broken. I for some reason cannot really do any of those focuses, and I don't see how can I get a 6th research slot. We decided to claim that random part north of Finland, and unfortunately, because we were at war with the British, the Germans have the ability to force us out of the war. So I guess the Germans mediated, and thus I'm allowed to take that territory. Now this is my video, my rules. So yes, now I'm cocked into watching the European countries go to war while I have to wait on the sideline. I really hope that Germany doesn't just die within the first year. Otherwise, we're in a terrible spot, huh? Anyways, we re-entered the war around February, and we immediately invaded Scotland, as we were able to land over there. Which is pretty cool. I did the whole glitch where, like, as soon as you enter the war, you launch the invasion. That's what I did. Anyways, we secured the port, and we could then send most of our army over there, while the remaining parts of it would be taking over Finland. Very quickly we got a hold of most of Scotland, and we encircled a lot of British units over there, as well as forced them in the very difficult to attack terrains in northern Scotland. So that's really epic. But we are going to focus our efforts on taking London instead of taking that random bit north of Scotland. I think it's only fair. The British army still isn't really here, and so we could directly go around them and circle them in Carliste? Carlist? How do you say that city? Anyways, yeah, we're going north. We're trying to encircle as much British as possible in order to kill them. I know it's very gruesome, but like, come on, we need this for the glory of Norway. The British had lost a lot of units, and they were going to lose more as we cut off Wales as well as that weird part in eastern England away from London, meaning more British units are going to be encircled, more British people are going to die, and we will be able to dominate the British Isles again. The Vikings are back. Still, they're having like a pretty good defense of London, and I hate it. Anyways, let's go. Let's deal with the pockets first, and then London. Oh no, okay, wait. While me and Germany are de facto ally, but really we are not allies, have been dealing with the Third International, it has come to my attention that the French or the Canadians are willing to retake their homeland. Yeah, I don't know why, but they haven't launched their war of reclamation, and it's December 1940. So it's a bit late to that, especially since Russia is going wild in the east. So I need to make sure that Germany does not just capitulate. Otherwise it'd be terrible for us, as we'd have to deal with all of the Third International. A day before Christmas, London fell, and Germany got a little bit of land, which I don't understand at all. There are no Germans in the British Isles. So anyways, we're going to launch D-Day now in Brittany. Makes sense, right? And so, yeah, that's France dealt with. We've got our entire army in Brittany now. Actually, no, we've got more units, because with the cores from the British occupation, we are able to, like, have a bunch more stuff. So, however, I guess first off, let's deal with the main enemy, the communists. And so, okay, there we go, the Third International capitulated, and we're able to take quite a lot of stuff. Because we have nearly just as much war score as the Germans. Even more actually, I just realized. But I just realized that Iceland was also into the war. So that's very much a good problem dealt with. Say, give me that, and also Mexico too, give me Mexico, yes. Mexico through a Norwegian colony, of course. And we're going to split France like this, I guess, because that's kind of how we originally split it. That's how the occupation lines look like, by the way. So, yes, sick. After this war, we decided to go to war with Germany instead, because they are still not really doing too well against Russia, even if Austria-Hungary joined, which, sure. I also can see that they absolutely cannot deal with Central Asia because Kazakhstan is still independent. I don't know why or how, but it is. So the war was going really well, we were getting massive encirclements until Russia left the war? So to explain very quickly what happened, Russia was at war with Central Asia, you know, Afghanistan and the gang. They are a part of the Reichspakt, and that apparently overrides the entire Great War, meaning that Russia basically got out of it without gaining anything. I used commands to add Russia to the war again, otherwise it would just not be fun for me. I am really trying to ignore the fact that my entire French puppet is getting invaded by Malta out of all places. But at least Berlin fell, you know, to the French! A great victory for France! What about me? The French are literally losing half of their country to Malta! What the hell? That's vile. Wow, thank you game. Really cool. Anyways, let's finish this Germany. And so with this, the end of the war actually. So I also declared war on the Dutch, but they are going to come later. Look at this, we got the Germans. And that's basically going to be the end for today, I think. And so here we stand. Quisling, Norway, known as the North Sea Empire. We're still at war with a few places, but actually let me just let's give those two to Russia, and I take Spain and Malta. I cannot be bothered. Look, I am having my wisdom teeth removed in like a day or so, so I'm kind of like rushing this video so that at least I don't get to like leave you guys without any videos. But I'm also pretty excited for the next Collapsing World Rise of Radicalism update, which will add a bunch of content for the Balkans. So that's why this video is a little bit more rushed than the usual. I don't really have much time for now. But anyways, this is what we've ended up with, a Norway that controls all of Western Europe. Under the nationalist axis, and Belgium just got their independence somehow. Huh. So yeah, let's look at this faction map. Where is it? Oh, it's here. Yeah, nationalist axis, we are big, we are massive, and we're winning. So yes, that's gonna be it for today's video. Hope you've enjoyed this. If you did, then please consider liking it and subscribing. It will help me out a lot and I'd really appreciate it. Please keep that in mind, yes, and ignore the fact that France is being invaded by Cuba out of all places. Cuba and the Congo. I am very proud of my French puppet. Oh, dude. Yeah, okay, bye. Bye.